Welcome back to another episode of the Finance Bible podcast. Zeke here.
And your co-host Oscar. But before we get into it, please note that nothing in this podcast should ever be considered as personal financial advice.
Of course, if that is what you are seeking, reach out, we'll get you in touch with the correct professionals, get the job done properly.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Let's get into it. Buying life insurance, I mentioned health insurance is a bit different, but life insurance goes a long way too. You, on the topic of wills,
I was going to link that actually to insurance. And good you actually spoke about that.
You happen to kick the bucket,
It's just another thing.
What life insurance do you have aside from what's in your superannuation? Have you reviewed it? Do you even have it in your super? Did you opt out of it with the new rules?
Remember that client like 3 or 4 years ago? He got diagnosed with cancer and it wasn't
didn't have the insurance. Yeah, that was cooked.
Literally, it was like the week before he decided not to have it.
Yeah, that's tough.
And it just that's what can happen.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't expecting that, obviously. But you've really got to look after yourself.
Yeah, you do. You've got to do it, and
especially if you've got a family and you're the main breadwinner, or you or your wife are both employed. Just securing your income, or if you get sick or anything like that, it's just so important. Even if it never happens, at least you can go to bed at night knowing that, all right, if I get sick tomorrow or next week or whatever, if I ever do, it's not going to be the end of the world.
It's just good to know that live example, if I jump up right now, run outside, accidentally trip over, fall 45 floors down from the balcony, then everything's all good. You don't have to worry about it.
Well, it's not all good, but in terms of your insurance,
financially, you don't have to worry. You'd probably be standing up and going, wow, that's no good.
Yeah, but I don't think that would be my reaction, but sure, a bit more than that.
Oh,
well, you'd hope it would.
Yeah, I might have to give it a test.
No.
Another fun one, which is actually, I think it's fun. You could try to start or grow a business.
Oh, I love that. That's a good one. That's probably the best.
I know $2,000 is not a huge amount of money. It's probably not going to create this huge monster of a business or anything, but it can start. You can get a couple of things done. You can draw up the actual legalities behind it, create the company, get the accountant to set it up, and then you can just start doing it.
Yeah, get all the boring stuff out of the way.
Yeah.
Lock it in, get the ABN, register the name. But yeah, growing a business, that's especially if you're working for a company who you're not too keen on, and you want to start your own little side hustle out of hours, you're 5 to 9, let's say. It's a good idea. If you do have a little hobby and you've always been thinking about it, end of the day, $2,000, if you do throw $2,000 or even $4,000 into it, just to start it up and it doesn't go too well, it is only $2,000 to $4,000, even though $2,000 to $4,000 is quite a bit of money. If it doesn't go well, at least you've still got everything registered, so you can come back to it down the track if need be, and then you've already bypassed the boring stuff and it's registered.
You don't have to go and open a restaurant or something. You don't need to start a business like that. It could be just a simple side hustle. You get it going, you might be making an extra couple $100 here and there, and then eventually, maybe 2 or 3 years go by of doing that, you're getting more money, you got a couple more tax returns, then you can build that and compound on it, and eventually probably quit your job and go and do that.
Yeah, once the income's covering your normal income or close to, good time to jump ship.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though we didn't.
Yeah, education.
Jump ship with nothing.
Education is another one. There's a lot of courses out there that you can do for $2,000 or sub $2,000. Depending what role you're in, depending what you're trying to do, but there's things out there that you can definitely go on and roll in with $2,000 or less than $2,000 and basically kickstart a career in there, or enhance your position somewhere, or be able to get a promotion or something like that, and ultimately increase your income through not having to really do much work. You just get a tax refund, pay for this, enroll in a course, and bang, all of a sudden you can do more than you were.
Yeah, and if your field, let's say you're a salesman, for example, and you're not too good on sales, jump on and do a sales course. We've done one before and we loved it. Learned so much, so good. And I think ours was only around $2,000 at the time for the first one. And then the next one was a bit more expensive, but
quite a bit more.
Yeah, just figure out what your career is and get something calling to enhance your skills, and then you can pop it on your LinkedIn. And if you go for another job down the track, you've got a bit more experience to throw out.
We've got two more to talk about, one of which I really enjoy. Actually, I enjoy both of them, but one of which I think is probably a bit more meaningful than the other. But Don, let's talk about your final point.
My final point would be holiday. Oh, yeah. So if you're planning on going on a holiday or taking someone away or whatever it may be, go overseas or go to the Olympics.
The Olympics?
In Paris next week.
Oh, Paris.
It's a good idea just to use it for that. But the only reason I say that is if you've got everything else ticked off. I think first, if you got credit card debt or if you don't have an emergency fund, don't just throw your money on a holiday. I would get that stuff sorted, tick those off so that you've got a bit of a backup, and you're not in a huge amount of debt.
Yeah, probably.
But like, this is like this is like last case. I'll put the money in a holiday if everything else is looking good financially. Book that flight. Get the hotel and just have the trip you want.
A couple grand can get you flights to a lot of places.
Yeah, a couple grand literally just covers your flights.
Yeah.
And then you probably got to fork out a bit of...
You might have to pay...
Maybe from your emergency fund if you think it's an emergency.
It's definitely not a good idea. Final one for me would be to give it back. Not to the tax man, just to charity in general.
Jeez, you're a good bloke.
Oh.
What charity? If you had to give one back right now, what would your charity of choice be?
Right now, what are we, July? In July, I'd probably go for something to do with funding rehabs and stuff. Dry July, big thing out there.
Yeah, true.
June's men's mental health. Like each month is a specific thing that I would throw money at to try to help out where I can. But the other upside to that, aside from feeling good and doing a good thing and helping people, is it's tax deductible. So then next year, guess what? You get more of a tax refund as well.
Yeah.
And then you can keep doing it, keep feeling good about yourself, or you can just have a bigger refund and use it on what you want. If you have a change of mind and want to do something else.
Well, I like it.
Yeah,
that's good.
Just keep on building it up and figure out what you want to do. And it might be any one of these points that we've talked about today.
Well, I think that's probably quite a few points we've talked about. Whatever, 9, 10, 11.
All those people out there who are sitting there about to get their tax refund, probably in the next week or so.
Well, I got mine 2 days ago. I was a very happy man, yeah.
Oh, that's a quick boy.
Well, I literally got it sorted on the 1st of July.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Let's go. Come on.
Fortunate. A lot of people have to wait for their employers to finalise it.
Yeah.
You were lucky that there was someone over here that just bang done on the first day.
Yeah, true.
What a gentleman.
What a man.
But yeah, go ahead, listen to this, enjoy spending your tax return, and have a good time. We'll catch you later. Ciao. We hope you enjoyed the episode. As always, you know exactly what to do.
Hit that follow button, subscribe, whatever platform you listen to this podcast on. Also share it to friends, families, co-workers, whoever you think may benefit from it. But unfortunately, it's the end, and we'll see you next week.